I'm Eli Karp, founder of Hello Living, a community-based real estate development company in Brooklyn. A simple signature philosophy that has fueled and defined my success as an entrepreneur for nearly 2 decades, and with more than $500 million in development projects. Never settle for the status quo. The status quo is where innovation retreats to die. People often seek my guidance and counsel regarding potential real estate ventures and opportunities. There is no easy money in real estate. It takes the unwavering strength and perseverance of hardened steel and concrete to forge success in this business. I only design units that I could actually see myself living in. I'm Eli Karp, and this is my blueprint. Due diligence seems straightforward enough. Within the context of real estate transactions, due diligence is a negotiated period of time given to the buyer to conduct a complete investigation of the property they intend on purchasing. In New York, due diligence is conducted prior to entering into contract. This allows the buyer the opportunity to negotiate revisions to the contract of sale prior to execution, based upon the findings of their investigation. In a broader sense, due diligence affords buyers a more transparent viewing of the property. It offers a more complete picture of what exactly you're getting into. It enables buyers to more accurately identify any red flags or pitfalls tied to the property that could have a huge financial impact down the road. Buyers who do not take full advantage of the due diligence periods are doing themselves a huge disservice. I always aim for 20 to 30 days of due diligence, where for whatever reason I have the right to back out as the prospective buyer. But most sellers will not give you that much time. If there are multiple offers on the table for a single property, you may feel pressured to shorten your due diligence period even further. It's a hard line to draw in the sand, particularly when you've found an ideal piece of property with so much potential. But a lot can be hiding beneath the surface. And it's always in your best interest to fight for as much due diligence time as both you and the seller can accommodate. Once you know the exact due diligence timeline you're working with, these are the key action items your lawyer should jump on. A title report lists and outlines the legal history of ownership of a piece of property. This simple description captures a tremendous amount of information that is crucial to any buyer. A title report will show you if there are any liens on the property, or if there are any outstanding property taxes due. It will provide a precise legal description of the property itself. It will also reveal any easements, encroachments, covenants, or restrictions that are tied to the property. Any of these may drastically impact your future use of that property. Most real estate lawyers will have title companies that they'll recommend to their clients. Putting in that extra effort to research and speak with multiple title companies could pay off tremendously down the road. A good working relationship with a title company you trust and feel comfortable with takes years to build and is an asset to any real estate developer. Taking a little extra time up front to find the right company to forge that relationship with will always be worth it in the long run. While in theory, a title report should reveal any liens on the property, you can also stop by the county recorder's office to double check if there are any recent liens recorded that the title report may have missed. Many county recorders even have online search options available for public use on their website. number of city agencies issue violations that may stay tied to the property if any assigned penalties remain unpaid, even if issued to a specific previous owner. These can include DOB, FDNY, DEP, DSNY, ECB, and DOT violations. Thankfully, a title report should catch most of these. But you can also search for more recent violations that may not show up on a title report yet by using the summons finder on the NYC Oath main website. Just Google NYC Oath and it should come right up. Hire a licensed land surveyor to complete both a title and architectural survey. When hiring a licensed land surveyor, you want to make sure that you hire a reputable company that will include as much detail on the survey as possible. This includes everything from the neighbor's property as well as any encroachments or easements that could impact your land usage. Ordering both surveys at the same time allows you to bundle them together as a single package, which may provide some savings as both surveys will be conducted at the same time. Per the New York City Office of Environmental Remediation, an E-designation is a New York City zoning map designation that indicates the presence of an environmental requirement pertaining to potential hazardous material contamination on a particular tax lot. Even if your environmental reports come back clean, if the property has an E-designation, you will still need to work with OER to obtain your building permits, which will also significantly increase construction costs and project timing. Sometimes a property will even have an E-designation due to noise pollution in the area. In that case, you'll need to install additional sound insulation measures. A Phase 1 environmental site assessment is a report that evaluates the likelihood that the land you are planning to purchase is contaminated. This report will use visual inspections of the property, visual inspections of the neighboring properties, prior land use records, and interviews with anyone who may have knowledge regarding prior land use to make a determination of the likelihood of a contamination. If the Phase 1 environmental report provides enough evidence to suggest that contamination is likely, it is in your best interest to immediately order a Phase 2 environmental site assessment to determine if contamination is in fact present. This report will analyze water, soil, and building material samples and compare those results to local, state, and federal guidelines to make the final determination if the property is indeed contaminated. A contaminated site will dramatically increase project costs and timing, which must be considered and accounted for prior to going into contract. While all of these items are important and easy enough to accommodate, under no circumstance should you ever enter into contract without completing the environmental due diligence items. Say you neglect to conduct a Phase 1 environmental site assessment during your due diligence period. You end up unknowingly closing on a property with contaminated soil. If any contaminants end up leaching into the groundwater, you're now responsible for that massive cleanup effort, which will easily cost you millions of dollars. Failing to order this one report could easily make or break your project. So don't skip it no matter what.